What's your mortgage payment?
$32.50.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's... Oh.
Everything
from... this is the definition of house poor. Maybe you don't have the money. Oh. You said 34?
$32.50.
$32.50 for... Oh, it's 16%. That's not a joke, man. That's literal dangerous. Yeah. That is scary. And you don't need to be doing that in Dallas, that kind of percentage.
6 1/4.
Investopedia says that house poor is a term used to describe a person who spends a large proportion of their total income on home ownership, including mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance, and utilities. Individuals in this situation are short of cash for discretionary items and tend to have trouble meeting other financial obligations, such as vehicle payment.
I don't give a what the interest rate is. 60% of your income, 60% of your income, regardless of what the interest rate is. It could be 20, it could be 0. Actually, 20 would be horrible. But either way, it's 60% of your income.
Yeah.
Man, that is dangerous. I was kind of joking at the beginning when I say, well, what are you going to do when you come to your wife and say, I can't afford the house anymore, we have to move? Now it becomes real.
If all of your money is tied up into the roof over your head, then there is a problem there, my friend. 60% of your income going towards your mortgage is financial danger. And so my advice here is that before you buy, check out NerdWallet's affordability calculator. Just make sure that you are filling it out correctly and taking into account all your expenses, including things like daycare, child support, monthly gifts to your mama, and all that. I'm going to drop the link to this in the description box below.
This is where all of my money goes. Every time a bill comes, I just hate owning a home because who needs to pay $250 for electric?
I know her primary complaint was about the electric bill being high, but that doesn't even scratch the surface as to what other housing expenses the average American has to pay, right? Listen, a couple of months ago, our water bill was like $950. That is insane. And here is what Zillow says about what the true cost of owning a home in America is. You've got maintenance expenses like heating your home, roof repairs, and maintaining your AC as well. Other expenses also include utilities like water, electricity, gas, and cable and internet bills as well. Sometimes you also need new appliances like a new stove or a new refrigerator as well. So my advice here is whether you own a home or you're planning to buy someday, run the numbers and set up an emergency fund ASAP for emergency repairs.
I honestly wish somebody would have told me how overrated it is to own a home. My fiance and I just sold our house. We are back to renting. I'm ecstatic. He's ecstatic.
She's saying that they're both ecstatic after going from being homeowners to now renting again. So if this applies to you and you feel overwhelmed about being a homeowner, then don't be ashamed to go back to renting. The only thing though is don't go and rent a home that is the same price as when you were owning, right?
We're saving so much. We were really young and stupid when we bought our house, so I'll give you that. But the weight that has been lifted off of our shoulders is, I can't explain it. There is so much maintenance that comes with the house, and our mortgage was ridiculously expensive. I can't even say the number because I'm embarrassed. We are probably not going to buy again for a very long time, or at least until we find our forever home. Just a PSA, if you're not ready for the maintenance and the cost that it comes to own a house, don't do it.
People love to say, renting is throwing away money. That is not true. Homeowners spend an average of $17,500 a year on hidden costs like maintenance, insurance, and property taxes alone. That is over $1,400 a month on top of your mortgage. So when she says that she feels free after selling and renting again, that is not failure on her part. That is financial wisdom, because society pushes the idea that owning equals to winning, but forgets that you have to cut your coat according to your size. Now, the reality is that you have to cut your coat according to the amount of fabric that you can afford. What if you are a size 12 and you only had enough fabric for a size 8 coat? Honey, you have to shrink to a size 8 because you don't have enough fabric for a size 12 coat. So downsize if you have to, and don't be ashamed about it either.
Okay, when I lived with my parents, I was living my best luxury lifestyle. I went to South Korea, bought a 2,000 plane ticket, didn't even blink twice. I went shopping, luxury goods, all that. Was traveling, was just, I was living it up. I felt rich. I had no bills. And I had a full-time 9-to-5 job. I was working as a nurse, okay? I was killing it. I bought my own house. That first mortgage payment came in and I was like, oh, this is a situation. But at first you think you can handle it, right? Like, what's a couple thou? What's a couple thou? I got it. But then the pipes in my 80-year-old home broke immediately as soon as I bought the house. Wiped out my savings.
Going from paying no bills at all to living on your own is no joke. Listen, I moved out of my parents' house when I was 19 years old. And listen, it was tough. I was renting back then, but living on your own, regardless of whether you're renting or buying, is nothing to laugh about.
Then another pipe in a different area of the house broke. Okay, I'm struggling. Okay, I need help. Then my neighbor's pipe, it was a twin house, her pipe broke. And she didn't believe that her pipe broke, but her pipe broke on my side of the house. So all of that water that was coming down was spraying into my home. And then my water heater broke. When I tell y'all, I went from living in the lap of luxury to destitute immediately.
Even if you bought a brand new home today, it doesn't matter at all because it is still going to have problems. She mentions broken pipes, a busted water heater, and emergency repairs that wiped out her entire savings. What she went through is a classic trap of being house poor. Sometimes you can afford to purchase the house, but not the problems that come with the house. So make sure that you are taking that into account when you get ready to buy.
Don't get me to fooling y'all, because it was worth it in the long run, because that house is now worth like 2 times what it was worth then. So I'm actually doing pretty good. But at the time, when I tell you I was struggling, I had to go to my parents every other day for dinner because your girl could not feed herself.
She got lucky because her home doubled in value, right? But most people's homes don't do that. If your dream home drains your savings and your peace of mind, then it is not an investment for you. It is a liability and a stress causer that you need to avoid like the plague.
For all my friends who bought houses in 2022 and you thought, the payment would get lower soon because interest rates would go down, you could refinance, but the interest rates just kept going up and you couldn't refinance and you've just been house poor for 3 years. Can't afford vacations, can't afford the simple luxuries of life. How are your ramen noodles for dinner tonight? Literally, that's what we ate for dinner. I mean, I added some ground turkey in there, but damn, we are at our breaking point with being house poor. But the thing is, we could not sell our house even if we wanted to for a variety of reasons. But mainly, houses in our neighborhood are not selling. Yeah, there have been houses on the market for almost a year in our neighborhood. So I'm gonna need Jerome Powell to get canned or something soon because what's up with these interest rates? Please, can we catch a break here?
So she mentioned Jerome Powell and just threw a stray bullet at him, right? Because of what is going on with the interest rates right now, which is the reality for a lot of Americans who bought during the 2021 to 2022 housing boom, right? They thought to themselves, I'm going to refinance when rates drop. But the rates didn't. They didn't drop. They doubled instead. Now people are stuck with high payments, no cash flow, and no way out because homes are not selling. According to Redfin and CNBC, nearly 60% of buyers from that period are now considered house poor or locked-in house owners. They can't refinance, can't sell, and inflation is eating what is left. This is why you never buy a home based on future interest rates. You buy based on what you can comfortably afford right now. Now, let's watch our last clip together.
Get a house, they said. Get a house, they said. Get a house, they said. Every time I turn around, I gotta pay for something. Something's broke, something's leaking, something. Don't get a house if you poor, like me.
So I love it when she says, get a house, they said. Every time I turn around, I gotta pay for something. That is a sound of her being financially burnt out at the moment. People love to push home ownership as the ultimate life goal. But if you're not financially ready, that dream can turn into a money pit for you. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, the goal is not for you to buy a house. It's to build a foundation strong enough for you to be able to afford one without fear. So after hearing all these stories, from broken pipes to 60% mortgages to people praying for rate cuts, the message is clear. Owning a home is not always the win people make it out to be, right? Home ownership can build wealth, yes, but only if you're financially ready for it. If the numbers don't make sense for you right now, it's okay for you to wait. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And always remember that the best time to invest in yourself was yesterday. The second best time is now. You got this.